All right, welcome everybody to the Project Bring Me Life New Moon card reading. Today we have the beautiful and wonderful Shantastic Shine and Salina DeFleur. So I'm just going to go ahead and hand it over to them, but first I wanted to get each of their inputs on why card readings are important, especially during this time of the year. So Salina, we'll start with you.
Be here on Project Bring Me to Life, and I am really impressed that you guys have just been engaging in the new moon and full moon cycles. And right now it is so important to do card readings and check-ins and be watching your astrological forecasts and what's happening with the stars, because it gives you a guideline to understand what we can't see, some of those pressures and some of the energies that are just coming on so full force right now. And it really helps. It's kind of like driving with street signs versus driving without street signs. And the street signs, they're actually a lot more helpful than you'd think once you remove them. So the more that information we have as new humans here and light beings here in this world, the better equipped we are to handle each other with care and respect. So that's one of the reasons why I think these are so important.
Totally. I think card readings are really important because they're important for the visual learner, so that when they hear someone give them advice, it's not just somebody giving them advice. It's a visual from the law of attraction that is able to be laid out in front of them and give them kind of a storyboard of what's going to happen in the next couple days or weeks or however long their question pertains to. So, let's see here. Did you have anything else that you would like to share you think is important about card readings?
I think also in combination with the fact that the big news of the day, other than the fact that it's the new moon, is that the Mercury retrograde starts tomorrow. It is really important during the retrogrades, regardless of what planet it is, but especially because Mercury gets such a bad rap, really, that we really focus on slowing ourselves down, taking the breath, listening to our inner selves. And tonight, as we go forward with the card readings and as we go forward with our exploration of what the next couple of weeks are going to look like for us, we have the opportunity to look at how our signs are going to be affected by the Mercury retrograde. So I've kind of got a little cheat sheet going for all the signs. So if you're interested in how it's going to affect your sign specifically when we're in the readings, whether it's with me or with Shannon, you can feel free to ask me how the retrograde is going to affect you within your sign. And this is also really important because, again, especially in our interpersonal relationships and in our business relationships, absolutely critical that we are conscious about how the stars and the energy fields, the energy environments are affecting us.
Totally. And I'm excited, as always, to be able to not only share a card reading space with you, but to kind of be helping you with giving some to some of our guests. And I am also excited to share that we do have somebody already in line, a couple people for card readings. And just in general, it's going to be a good night. And our first guest we have here is Samantha, who I do have unmuted Samantha, so you can unmute now.
Samantha!
Hey guys, give it a second. There's a really weird echo on somebody's end. I don't know. Okay, it stopped. Okay, hello.
How are you, Samantha?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. It's a pleasure to meet you. Be
Yeah,
well.
you too. Absolutely. Hi, Shannon. Hi, CeeLo.
Hello.
Samantha. So I actually believe it was just Samantha's birthday last week, so that'll help you with her sign.
Excellent.
Yeah,
So you are a Capricorn Sagittarius cusper.
Yes.
So for you right now, Mercury retrograde is a big, deep breath, for sure. My daughter is also Sagittarius, so it's one of the signs that I know really, really well. And so for Sagittarius, we are supposed to be taking our breath and making sure we are feeling our own and really being present with our center space, listening to our internal dialogue, and trusting our instincts. And as always during the retrograde, this is not a time that we are connecting specifically with contracts or making big changes, but it's definitely a time to listen, because the more your energy you have and the more energy that's pushing forward, the better you will be able to affect what you are supposed to be doing in the next several weeks, in the next coming weeks.
Okay.
So did you want to go with a reading with Shannon, with me, from both of us? How did you want to do that?
I don't know what's going to be the easiest for you guys.
Okay. So tonight I'm reading from the Goddess Oracle. So what we can do for you is we can take a deep breath. And let's see what the goddesses have to say for you coming out of your birthday. You're right in your power time right now. So that's a really powerful, energetic space for you to be in. The month before your birthday, the month of your birthday, and the month after your birthday is your power time.
Okay.
And it's when the universe sends you the most messages about how and what you can do for your destiny. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a deep breath, and I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and when you hear a number you want me to stop on, you're going to say stop. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. All right. Excellent. So your card is the goddess Inyana, and the goddess Inyana is about embracing the shadow. And so embracing the shadow means representing and accepting the energy that we have inside of us that maybe isn't the most complimentary. And this can be really important. For example, when we're trying to do something new with ourselves, let's say it's a diet, let's say it's a lifestyle change, let's say you just left a relationship. The parts of you that are feeling down, the parts of you that are feeling hard, the parts of you that are telling you you can't do it, those are your shadow parts. Those are the parts of your ego that are actually trying to prevent you from succeeding. And so it's really important when we embrace our own shadow that we recognize who we are and what we are at our truest sense and within our truest selves. And so Inyana is telling you right now that you have some shadow work to do. You need to look into yourself and accept some of those darker places, some of those spaces that maybe aren't so comfortable for you. And when you do that, you might be surprised at just how much moxie, how much strength you really have to come out of it and to be able to deal with what you have going on in your world right now. And so my guess is that the more you embrace the shadow and the more you're able to say, you know what, I'm not so scared of what's under my bed anymore. I'm able to get out there and do what you want to do more. And Inyana is a light goddess that works on this side of the moon for half the year and on the dark side of the moon for the other half of the year. And right now she is kin to Lilith, and we are in a dark moon in Virgo. And so the dark Lilith moon in Virgo is very, very powerful. So the combination of Inyana coming into your space right now and you being in your power time is really going to allow you to get deep and work out some of that past energy that isn't serving you very much anymore.
Okay.
So I'm sending you lots of bright blessings, but I'm sending you right into your shadow.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
That's
It's
awesome.
my pleasure.
Also, I was actually just trying to move my decks over and one fell out, and I actually pulled out the third eye card. So your third eye chakra is just pretty super active. So
Sweet.
be open
I've
to that.
noticed that. Awesome.
That's kind of exactly what she said, so it was kind of coincidental.
Mhm.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, guys.
No problem. And thanks, Samantha. Tune in. We have some more awesome spacey things to talk about, and we have our next episode at 8 p.m. with Nick Bryce from Macabas, and I'm sure you'll love it.
I will be there. You know
You
it.
better be. You better be.
Okay, I'll see you guys later.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.
Hey,
Well, that was awesome. So we have I think another one lined up, but before we did that, he just had a typed question. I was wondering if there was anything else that you just kind of wanted to share about the space, or how you do readings, or the different decks that you had, since I forgot to mention that kind of before we got a line going. I can't hear you. Are you muted? Up at the top. There you go.
So I have lots of different decks that I use, and I read 19 different forms of divination, as well as channeling, open, source, both star source and angelic source. I am really grateful for the opportunity to be able to do the work that I do. And tonight I'm using an oracle, the Goddess Oracle by Amy Marshinsky, and I have had the opportunity and the honor of training with her with this oracle. And so I've been using this oracle for over 17 years now, so I'm really intimate with this one. I'm also a certified reader for Dorian Virtue. So I read all of the angel decks and her goddess decks, of course. And for me, reading is a lot like a roadmap. It was where my street signs analogy came from. But I really believe that what I'm doing is I'm giving the reader an opportunity to maybe see things on the map that they hadn't seen before, or that they are questioning whether or not they should take that exit or not take that exit. And so for me, it's an opportunity to really kind of get some information to people who maybe can't translate their own map. So that's a little bit about how I look at readings and how I use them for clients.
Beautiful. Real quick, Samantha, in the chat, she asked if she could get the name of the goddess she pulled.
Sure, it's Inyana.
All right. Yep, she thought that's what it was. Wasn't sure how to spell it. All right.
We do have another question.
Awesome.
I will type it in this chat. Is that okay?
I believe so.
Okay. There it is. This is from, what's his name?
I love it.
Josh.
All right. Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you great.
Awesome. So we
Is
have...
the feedback lower?
Yes, much. But
Great.
I wasn't sure which end it was on. So we have Josh in the chat. I believe it's one of your students or someone that you know, Inklovich.
Oh yeah, hi Josh.
He said, "Hi Salina," as soon as he got in the chat room. He had a question.
Okay.
And it is, what should my primary focus be over the next month? A lot of transition in my life, not sure what is most important.
Well, Josh just got back from an amazing experience in Peru, and so transition has definitely been on his forefront. I think whenever anyone makes transitions as big as you're making right now, certainly Josh, I would be advising the breath, the journal, the focus point. try and maturate everything, all of the energy that you've been able to gather through the incredible experience and the travel that you've had the opportunity to do, and really have that come out of you, seep it out of you, regurgitate it out of you to lay a foundation. And then as your busy life continues to become more and more hectic, you will have the opportunity to really go back and reread some of these experiences that are just so fresh right now that you feel like they're just kind of seeping out of you. And literally 3 to 6 months from now, it won't seem as real. And if you do that journaling work and that breath work right now, you're really going to be able to take that time in a few months to go back and access that energy in the same way. And so whenever there's really super huge transition, I lay the moment for foundation, and I do that through breath work. So definitely your meditation is going to be important, following the star sign. Are you okay there, Shannon?
Yeah, I was just letting him know what decks we had available so that he could
great.
let the people in the chat know so that they had a deck to choose from. But yeah, I think Josh may benefit from like just a card pool for the animal deck if you had that one available. That way he had maybe a spirit animal or something to help focus on.
I think that'd be great. Especially because of the really amazing energy that he's just had the opportunity to come out of. So I'm going to take a deep breath, Josh, and I'm going to join you energetically in the beautiful borough of Pittsburgh. And I'm going to be one with you in your star essence for a moment. And I pulled the wolf card, and the wolf represents listening to your inner wisdom and really enjoying your freedom, really enjoying the moments and the time that you have right now and that you're able to experience because of your major transitions with work and in your life. And so the wolf is quiet, he's determined, he's meticulous, and he is consistently listening to his inner wisdom. And I'm reading from the Animal Messages deck, which is a Native American deck by Susie Green.
Beautiful. At the last minute in the chat, he also said that he was more interested in angels. So just to add to what you're saying about the wolf, I pulled a 2 of fire in the angel deck, and in this one he has a dragon, but it looks like they are also after wolves because there's a full moon in the background, which represents wolves and howling at the moon and craziness to me. So I think at the full moon, what it's telling him is he's focusing hard on the full moon that he just came through while he was traveling and all of those energies that were probably pulling at him through the full moon. And now he's just really trying to even them out a little bit more and figure out what he needs to focus on. And from my other deck, I also had already pulled, it was a solar plexus chakra, so he might just be really feeling like in his gut that something is changed, just went through a really big change. So
I think with that 2 of fire card too, and symbolizing the full moon, it's really going to take a couple of weeks, Josh, to get back and get settled. And really feel like your bones are your own again, and to just allow that transition to take place, especially because of the Mercury retrograde. It's a good time to slow down and listen to the self.
Right, and in this picture of the card I have, there's 2 people there. And maybe, I don't know much about the situation, it seems like Salina knows a lot more, but maybe you're just like looking for a friend or something else in your area, because they're kind of like hunting together. So it just seems like he's trying to find something to focus his time on, and instead of being all over the place, he just kind of needs to smile about it, because the one guy looks super serious, like he's focused on trying to figure out something, and the other guy is kind of in the background smiling like, hey, you got this.
Excellent. And that really goes back to some private communication that he and I have been having about how there are really powerful people and powerful energies and entities coming into his life right now, and that there are times to take those things seriously, and that there are times to just really be present with ourselves and be able to have fun and access that vast energy and that joyful playfulness. And wolves travel in packs. They like their pairs, and they enjoy their playtime as much as they enjoy the hunt. So take this time to just enjoy yourself and breathe yourself into your being and into your body.
And also on the card, it actually says, you've come into your own now, and new partnerships or contracts are on their way. Continue to move forward. So that's what your angels are just kind of telling you. And that's from the Angel, Tarot, and Oracle guide from During Virtue. So that's the deck that I read from as well.
Great job.
Yay.
So yeah, so that was a reading for Josh. And do we have another one lined up?
Yes, we do. Before we get into that real quick, I just want to say, because we do have quite a few viewers, but in the chat room says 8 people are on the page. But if you are watching and you want a reading and don't know how to contact us, you can message us on our Facebook, Project Bring Me Life. You can email us, bringmelifeproject@gmail.com, or you can message any of our Facebook profiles.
Yeah, I think we can watch this.
But the best way is at projectbringmelife.com, because there's a chat room with everybody else that is taking part in this. So please utilize that. It is an amazing tool. And the next card reading would be, what did you want to answer the question real quick from Josh? He said.
Yeah, I'm doing it in the chat form, but it says, you've come into your own, new partnerships and contracts are on their way. Continue to move forward. He wanted to know what the last part of his card said.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. So do you want to go ahead and introduce the next question for us?
The next one would be Alex Case. He didn't send me a specific question, though.
Did he pick a deck? Or...
He did not pick a deck yet. So, Alex, what deck would you like to use?
Hi, Alex.
He is actually our featured viewer of the week. He's been in the last couple podcast chats and just kind of kept up with it, and we're glad to have return viewers because they're important.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah. Alex has been on the past, 3 weeks in a row, so he's doing a really amazing job. And Josh said that you guys did a perfect job.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, I would like to say you guys are doing a great job. Alex said he's working on it, and while he's doing that, I just want to say new moon. Why are new moon card readings so important?
I think for the renewal process, while we're taking this opportunity to come into new energy, one of the things that we lose in our daily lives here on planet Earth, in this massive energy field and push of all of our technology and social media and our families and our jobs. We keep getting pushed and pushed and pushed to do all of this, and we get further away from being able to sync to the environmental, natural energy flows of things. And so new moon is really a time for new blessings, new opportunities, new breath, letting go of old habits, negative energy from our last several weeks, and really taking that time to settle in and listen. And so that's a great time to check in with yourself, because there's less pressure, there's less intensity coming at this time. And then as we build now to the full moon, having a little bit of direction on what we're building really helps.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay, so I don't think Alex had a specific question, at least not that he has typed out yet, but he did say he would like to use the regular deck.
Okay.
Oh, here's his question. Oh. It's sort of a question for the question. He said, would it be okay if he gave a little bit of a background to his question?
Typically, when I read, what I like to do is I like to link in with the energy. Shannon might feel a little bit differently, but for me as a reader, I like to feel like I'm giving you an energetic field reading without the foreknowledge of the question all the time, because it allows me not to taint it, have you then think that it was just my opinion off of the information, rather than what a true energetic reading would be. So my sense is that if Shannon chooses a card and I choose a card, you might be able to get a really clean energy and answer to what's going on for you.
Yeah, I agree. If he wishes to share part of it in the chat so other people can gauge how close, that's fine. We don't need to pay attention to that, and we'll just give him a clean read. That way he can go about it. And I like what you said, because I think that showing people that it can kind of connect without a whole lot of extra information is important.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll pull a card or two from my regular deck, and he said that I think he just wanted like the normal traditional, and I know you have one there too.
Yep.
Awesome.
So I am going to use the Book of Shadows Tarot, which is the As Above, So Below. Folks aren't aware of that deck. And Shannon, just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Hooray! All right. Go ahead, Shannon.
Alright, so the first card I actually pulled was the Solitude card, and it represents the Hermit in a traditional deck. And it's just saying that you're putting a lot of energy out in something that's specific that you may not need to, and that you should kind of conserve your energy and just kind of follow your intuition and the prompts within. She's holding a book, so maybe there's a book you're reading or something that you've been studying a lot or looking into, and you just you wish to just take some quiet and inner solitude time. It's not really about constantly drawing on whatever you've been thinking, and she's out in the mountains and kind of all by herself, and I think that just is saying that maybe he needs to just take some space. And she's wearing blue, so there's something that maybe he's been trying to talk about that hasn't been reaching the surface the way that he would like. And
excellent.
Just take some time in a sacred space and think about what it is before he fully goes out and how he's saying it, because maybe it's how he's approaching something that it's not being heard correctly.
Excellent. I love that card, and I think your explanation is really fantastic. Blue is a universal energy color. It's also a royalty color, so it really means that you need to be making decisions based with the highest level of moral code, the highest level of honor that you can bring to a situation. Within my deck, it also includes all of the high holidays on the Wheel of the Year, and the card that I pulled for you is the Autumn Equinox. It's the Mayborn card. And the Autumn Equinox is the time of harvest, and it's the time to, it's our great Thanksgiving. It's the time to make sure that we are giving gifts to the universe and to one another. And this card specifically also represents a shift in energy or a change between a female who's in power and a male who's in power. Because at the autumn equinox, you're really making that turn. Throughout the summer, the god and the goddess, they work together as a team, and things are in flow, they're in balance, they're growing. And at the autumn equinox, we are giving thanks for the bounty of all of the things that we've been given right now. And then the power shift really becomes male and really becomes full frontal with the God, and the God energy takes over. And so for you, I would say right now, Alex, that means that you are really needing to step up and engage your energy and engage your male power, but do that with the most honor and the most sensitivity and focus that you can. Don't be afraid to go after what you want. Just make sure that you are focusing on doing it with total respect and clarity and communication. And remember, we're coming into Mercury retrograde here, so this is 110% hold on to your hat. You should not be running or jumping into any new decisions. Equinox marks the time of quiet, the beginning of the quiet. And so this is really in alignment with Shannon's card for sure.
Yeah, and another one that kind of fell out while I was putting them down was the obstacles and challenges, and that's the one that it's featured in my 3-card spread for the collective conscious, and it goes right along with what you said about Mercury retrograde. Don't be jumping where there are broken boards. Just kind of walk your pace and take your energy right where it needs to be instead of spreading it out all over the place.
Yeah, hone that energy in, taking the breath, being thankful, harnessing onto our gratitude, working with our gratitude and our honor energy. These are really important things when you're coming into your male power and into what you really want.
Definitely. And all I looked in and I saw the chat was a holy cow, so I'm going to assume that we did it. We did it.
Yay, thanks for participating, Alex.
Awesome. He's the featured fan, and I'm glad that he joined us again tonight and got a read. Suleiman, do we have anyone else in the chat lined up?
Well, we have a new person in the chat. Her name is Rachel, and I tried to get her attention to see if she wanted a card reading, but she hasn't said anything in the chat. So Rachel, if you can hear this, if you would like a reading, just please type 111 into our chat room, and we'll get you on there. But I've actually been wanting a reading from Salina. I'll look right here.
All right, sir. 110%, yay.
I was looking at Shannon. But I've been wanting one for a while, and actually I was waiting for one at Rootwire, and you just had like 30 people, and so I don't want to bother you for that.
No, of course, my love.
I was hoping I could get one. So, I didn't want to try to be the first one, though. So if you
I would love to read for you. Would you like me to do animals, goddesses, traditional, or angel?
Animal.
All right. So I'm going to choose 2 cards for you. The spirit energy that's been working with you in your most recent past in the last 3 months, and then the spirit energy that you're working with right now. And those 2 things always overlap, especially because you have just completed your 2nd level Reiki attunement. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
And absolutely. And so those energies are really full on and really present for you, and you need to be making sure you're harnessing and listening to your spirit guides and your animal guides all around you and your signals all around you. And you know how important it is to meditate and how important it is to be present, but it's also really important to make sure that we're looking for the billboards, the signs that nature is giving us. So let's see who comes up for you today. All right. Well, you have 3 cards. You had a jumper come out.
Yay.
Yeah. So your first card was the dolphin. And the dolphin represents a return to rhythm, finding your breath and finding your stillness. And our dolphin friends are incredibly important and sacred to us, and it's so valuable to connect with their energy. They're playful, they're fun, they're serious, they're highly protective of their family and especially their children and their babies. They are very communicative. They are very connected to the astral movements and energies, and they are really present with us in our dreamscape a lot when we need to be concentrating on our play, and we need to be concentrating on not being so bogged down, not being so serious. And so seals for you or dolphins for you are really pushing the edge of your comfort zone, because they want you in the water, they want you in the darkness, they want you in the light. They're jumping, they're fluid, and they're constantly talking. I don't know anybody like that. Who else could be in your life that could have all those energies? But that playful and happy nature gets really, really valuable and necessary when we're working on communicating with people. And so staying light, staying powerfully light, will really help us. Even though dolphins can go really deep when they need to. And even though they can be fierce protectors, they are most happy when they are being playful. I'm going to go to your second actual card that I chose, because your jumper jumped last, and that was the seal. So you've got lots of aquatic happening for you right now, lots of water. Here we are in Aquarius, new moon in Aquarius, and so your seal is the hard work and inspiration. It's that you found your true work, your true path, and the energy that you want to be working on is present for you right now. There's a beautiful tale out of the Irish lands and native lands and throughout the UK about a beautiful set of mer people called the Selkies. And Selkies are incredibly powerful, magical people who live inside seal bodies, and they only appear on very specific high holidays and new and full moons. So to pull a seal card on a new moon is really powerful, and it means that there's going to be a very magical person who's going to come into your life, into your sphere very soon, and give you a really powerful lesson in joyfulness and commitment, but also show you a different way of how to organize your thoughts and your creativity, because seals do things in completely different ways. They are not expected at all. So he's going to be fun. He's going to be playful, but he's kind of going to blow your mind. Your jumper card was one of my favorite cards in this deck, and I love this deck, the Animal Wisdom deck, because they do rarer cards. I also read from the Druid Animal Oracle, but this deck does lots of animals that are rare, and you got the sloth. And so the sloth is here to tell you to consider your smallness and the position of your needs, and know that your treasure is all around you. And sloths are like maybe the happiest dudes on the planet. They're really super chill. The problem is that trying to motivate a sloth, not as easy. So you need to be really conscious going into your Mercury retrograde right now that Mr. Sloth is coming for you. There's going to be a lot of personal desire to just kind of completely chill out, not really be productive, not really push too hard. Some of that energy you need to be listening to, and make sure that you are focusing on self-care for your inner self, and you're really listening to what you need around your diet and around your power time and your power energies for the month. This is a retrograde that runs through mid-February, so you've got like 3-4 weeks here, so really be conscious of your self-care during that time. But your seal and your dolphin are telling you not to give up completely on your work. So this is a time for creativity, journaling, that type of work, painting, expression work, but you're not going out doing the miracle mile. You're not training for a marathon right now. So make sure you're pacing yourself. You know, a little light snowboarding maybe. That's about it.
Light snowboarding.
Beautiful. Wow. Yeah, I just realized that some of the people that we have for February lineup on podcasts are really awesome, and it's interesting that they're going to be during the retrograde. So yeah, thank you. That was a beautiful reading, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Salina.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. Anytime.
And dealing with him on a daily basis, I think you were completely on point for all three of them. He totally, in his dolphin, he actually really likes dolphins. That was almost
Yeah.
one of the paintings of the series he's got going behind me, which he's making progress on his elephant. But that was
I
on
love his elephant. I was just gonna say. It's
Yeah, he's
beautiful.
doing pretty good. Those are all by Cinnamon. And we've both kind of been being slothy, where we have to like motivate each other, but we have getting stuff done. So
Yep.
Good.
it's been awesome. We have Rachel, as he said, is in the chat. She said she's not in a position to come live with us right now, but she would love a card reading from a traditional deck. She doesn't
Okay.
necessarily have a question, but she just kind of said she's trying to deal with change. So it's
Okay.
focused on change.
So Rachel, you can hear me, and I'm just going to tell you that right now change is on the forefront for everybody. Every single sign has change moving in it somehow, some way right now. And I can't say it enough. Find your space, meditate. Find your space, find your breath. Find your space, find your peace. So it's really about creating the environment you want for yourself right now, and it's really going to be about taking that breath for yourself and making sure that you're able to hear you speak about what you want to yourself. So with those things in mind, I'm going to choose 2 cards. And I have chosen the One of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the 6 of Air, which in this book is Wands. So,
Beautiful.
and Shannon, do you have yours?
Yes, I pulled one of the archetypes, which is the Magician in my deck. I don't know if I can have it up so people can see. Hold on. I got the Magician. It's actually this really awesome guy. He's one of my favorite cards. And
shaman.
yeah, it's like a space shaman. He's
Awesome.
interesting. And the crown chakra, which means that I think that some of what's going on with her is divine order. So the change is very divine in its place. So that whatever's happening is probably happening for very good
reason. Absolutely. So the 6 of Air or Wands is to talk about the deepening of connection and listening to your animal familiars. You want to be making sure you're listening for wisdom and guidance, and that you're listening to sage advice when it's given to you. It's also really important to talk about the relationships that we're having with our space and our environment, and how our familiars or our animal friends around us can kind of alert us to things that we're not always willing to admit to ourselves. And so that's a really important one for you right now, especially because for guidance and for familiarity, it's really critical that we are constantly looking to people we trust, and our animals, we trust them. So if, for example, my puppy was like not into somebody he met, you know, like somebody approached us and he just totally backed off or backs away, I always really question, you know, that energy or that person, that interaction when my familiars don't react kindly to an energy or a person. And that also includes a space or an environment. So make sure you're conscious around that. And for the 4 of Cups, you're really looking at healing, and the 4 of Cups is the symbol, also comes in the symbol of the time of the year for Imbolc, and Imbolc is coming right now. It's within 2 weeks away, and it's really about bringing the promise of healing, emotional and physical balance, and the looking at and accepting the pain that has been involved coming out of your past. And so it's critical right now for you to bring the 4 parts of yourself into alignment. And the only way you can do that is by listening. And you start listening with that crown chakra that Shan is talking about. And you work that all the way through your throat and down into your heart chakra to hear God speak to you, because God is inside of us. I don't care who you pray to or what divination you believe in, hashtag whatever God name feels good for you here. You still find that spirit energy inside your heart source. for both the goddess and the god, or just the energy spirit source as an exister. And so for you right now, for Shannon to pull that high shaman for you in the crown chakra means that you really need to be listening to your heart center around what your soul is saying and what your soul is speaking to you. So, you know, bring the 4 parts of the self into alignment and look for your signals. Your animals are talking to you right now.
Definitely, and I think that goes right along with awareness, because animals have that special like sense of awareness, and though they can't speak to us, they react just like you say. And just by taking on that energy and being able to be aware of it, you're obviously aware of the change because that's what you were focused on. So by being aware of it, that gives you kind of a step ahead to know that it's coming and to be able to cope with it. And generally the awareness card and the magician also just represents courage, because you have to have courage to be able to step forward and change those things. And pretty much just since he's also a shaman, he's a magician, he looks very powerful. He's got his crown chakra is actually on fire, so it's kind of funny that they pulled together. And he's just saying that you obviously know it's coming. Your intuition has told you so, and the knowledge is power, and it can lead you to the success. And have faith, as Salina said. Follow whatever divine order it is that you believe in, because it's obviously calling out to you at its fullest strength. So
Absolutely.
that's amazing that the cards just can speak that powerfully. Do we have anyone else in the lineup?
Nick he's unable to watch at this exact moment, but can you do one for Nick Milnicki?
Of course, absolutely. It'd be my honor to pull for Mr. Malicki. So for such a divine being as Nick, I think that we should have Shannon pull from her 2 decks that she's running, and I'm going to pull an animal and a goddess. So you're going to get the full treatment here, Nick. Everything's coming for you, dear.
People love it too. That's good. People love that everything is coming.
No, it is coming. So here we have, you let me know when you're ready, Shannon.
I am ready, and that is crazy because I shuffled them, but okay.
So for Master Nick, what did you get there, Shannon?
I shuffled my deck while you were giving his divine entrance, and I got the awareness card again. Which
Awesome.
I think fits him perfectly because he's in a very state of downloading everything he possibly can, and he loves it.
Absolutely.
And then I got the 3 of air, which is represented by horses and a unicorn. And
absolutely.
It's my angel card that I pulled for him. And it kind of says that it's great sadness and that there's time being taken to heal and to forgive yourself and others. And personally, knowing Nick a little bit, I think that it's divine that the angel card says great sadness, because he's been working on connecting with the angels more, and maybe they're just kind of sad that it's taken this long to connect with them, and they're just starting to get more excited because the one unicorn came to the rescue of the other horses, and that he is in a state of forgiving others and himself and just kind of coming together.
It's really interesting that you say that, because in the As Above, So Below deck, the 3 of air is the scrying card, and that's the card that we work with when we want to see more of the universe, when we want to see more of what's happening for us in our daily lives, in our greater path, or in our destiny path, so to speak. And it's so important to really make sure that we are looking for our inner truth and for just our moment truth. Sometimes when we work and we look for greater answers, we are already pre-programmed to give ourselves the answers that we think are the truth. And it's really easy to think we're going to see something that we want to see. In true scrying, you are really getting in there and you're prepared to see the things that maybe you don't want to see and that you're not really ready to see. And sometimes those are the hard truths about ourselves. And sometimes it's about looking with different sets of eyes. Now, this goes in really great conjunction with the goddess card that I chose for you, Nick, because the goddess card that I chose is the Pachamama card. And she is the healing, holing, and holy card. And she is a really ancient native goddess, and she is the goddess of all things of great ancient wisdom, and she is a crone goddess. So she is not moving fast. And she is here to say, you know what, I've been on this mountain for 3,000, 4,000 years, and I'll sit here for another 3 or 4,000 years waiting for you to come to your realizations. And in the process of becoming whole, we have to be willing to heal, and we have to be willing to be holy. And to be holy means that we are willing to accept the divine within us. And that takes your animal guide right into alignment here. The animal card that I chose for you is the llama. And the llama is the card that gets us over our fear of intimacy into me, I see. I'm willing to look into myself to become close to myself. And that really takes courage. That means that we need to be willing to seek support and seek the courage out of our teams around us and be willing to listen to them truly and fully because they have wisdom for us. And sometimes wisdom comes in the strangest packages. And llamas are kind of strange. They're fuzzy, and they look like dragons, and they're kind of wobbly, and they're very useful. And they're super hardy, and they like to jump around. So I think I just described you perfectly.
It's not just that, but we all have a mutual friend up there that wears a hat and it's got fuzzy ears, and we just found out that it's a llama, and you just described her personally, like perfectly personally. And she's someone that like we all kind of hang out with, and I think he would benefit a lot from hanging out with.
Excellent.
So I think you
well,
should.
I hope you meet your llama, darling, and make sure that you remember that she has extraordinary wisdom to share with you, but you have to be willing to look inside of yourself. And that little funny thing that I said there, into me I see, is the best way to define intimacy. So that's what I got for you, Mr. Malecki. God bless. Bright blessings always.
And I have to say, since I already described the awareness card once, he's definitely got a lot of courage, but his crown chakra is on fire. And yeah. I feel like that's perfect for Nick because he's always got a selenite behind his ears because he just feels like everything is coming in full force for him. And
absolutely.
By just being able to like sound in on that and take your time, you got your angels here. They're grateful that you're coming, and they brought you the unicorn, and they're represented by
purity.
Horses. And
unicorns represent purity.
Yes, that too. And there's a baby one, so it's like the horses and the unicorns just gave birth to something. And I feel like a lot of the studies are just kind of birthing into great things. He started doing video blogs and just motivating others. And it says to forgive yourself and others. And I just know that's something he's really working on. So.
I think that especially going into Mercury retrograde, this is a wonderful time for all of us to be forgiving ourselves. And forgiving the process and the path to our lives. And there are always times when we are difficult or itchy or twitchy, with ourselves, with our partners, with our coworkers, and it's okay to take the breath and slow down and recognize that sometimes we just have to say we're sorry. And sometimes the person that we're apologizing to the most is ourselves. We have to say we're sorry for not having stood up. We have to say we're sorry for not having defended ourselves. We have to say we're sorry for having stayed in a relationship too long or to have not set the right boundaries for ourselves. So make sure that we're all working, especially in the retrograde and in this time of quiet contemplation that we're supposed to be entering right now, that we're working on really seeing that type of forgiveness for ourselves.
Beautiful. And I think that's kind of all I had really for Nick. There's no one really in the chat right now. There was someone on my Facebook that messaged, but she's not able to be live. But before we did that, I was just kind of wondering if I don't know. I lost Salina for a second.
Oh no, I'm here.
There you are. I was just kind of wondering if you wanted to talk about a retrograde or anything else that maybe we've touched on. You talked about the holiday that's coming up.
Absolutely.
Just anything there.
I'm super honored to be able to come back right after Emblock and do the readings again on February 4th. And one of the really most important things that we can be focusing right now with this particular retrograde is the opportunity for us to be slowing down and taking time to trust our intuition and our flow, and make sure that we are always looking to see how we are serving the greatest good. You know, Mercury retrograde gets a bad back. Everybody's like, oh, my electronics are going to go funky. Everybody's going to be twitchy. It's going to be so hard. I can't sign anything. I can't start dating anyone. You know, there's lots and lots of whining. You know, and when Mercury retrograde comes in and people start whining, I just want to start passing out cheese and crackers, because the best thing that we can do when we are whining is to feed ourselves, because clearly if we are whining, we shouldn't be drinking without food, right? So make sure that you concentrate on feeding your inner whiner, okay? So if your inner whiner is grouchy and upset and irritated, make sure you're feeding yourself with the things that you really need right now to be taking care of your whole being and all of the different parts of yourself, the 4 parts of yourself. So, you know, write down. A great exercise is to write down, you know, one way you can feed yourself for each part of your body, your mind, your heart, your soul, or your spirit being, and then your physical body. And make sure that your treats count and that your treats are real. And the second thing is to make sure that we're being honest with ourselves and we're really releasing ego right now. Be very conscious of your self-sabotage. Be very conscious of the fact that you are primed and ready to slow down and listen to your inner self and listen to your inner voice and really be in a place of growth. And that, in connection with Emblock, is really sacred and special, because Emblock is the Big Bang holiday. And I don't mean that in a naughty way. This isn't a 50 Shades of Grey reference. This is the actual astrophysics here. This is the all coming together, the universal particle mass exploding in the sky. And then what happens? And what happens is Source and Gaia go into their infancy, and they are going to incubate between February 2nd and March 21st for spring equinox. And that incubation really is when things are going to grow. They're really going to take off. And so if you think about how our life cycle to produce new human life here on this planet takes about 9 months, for them to be able to get that done in like 6 weeks flat, you know, this is why they're gods. And so they're moving fast. And so you should be prepared to be growing fast during that time. And if you don't take the opportunity in the next 3 weeks to really be listening to yourself, you aren't going to be able to jump into that fast growth process between February 2nd and March 21st. So this is really a time to make sure that you're working on listening to yourself, but you're also making sure your ego doesn't self-sabotage and prevent you from doing the things that you really should be doing right now. Because this is a beautiful opportunity to prepare yourself for the birth, which comes at the equinox. What are your thoughts, Shannon? Talk to me about how you're feeling for this retrograde.
Well, last retrograde, it was kind of interesting. I was surrounded by all kinds of change and very interesting series of events. This one, I think, is going to be probably just as crazy, but I feel like a lot of us were more aware of what was going on the last retrograde, so that by being aware and the whole collective kind of started to realize, I think, during the last retrograde that things really are happening, and it does kind of affect the energy. However, it's not. It's like you said, when people start instantly whining and using it as an excuse for everything, it does get super frustrating and take away from its true purpose. Which it just really wants you to take a moment to relax, rearrange, anything with the word "re" in it, reorganize. Just reschedule. Be ready to reschedule events. I would say that's something I realized last retrograde is I did a lot of rescheduling and rearranging, but I don't think it's something that we need to all be up in a bunch about as much as some of the other crazy cosmic energy forecasts we got going on. I know that we talked earlier, Saturn was in retrograde, and Neptune and Mars are like in conjunction and doing some crazy energy stuff. But the retrograde itself, I think, it's one of those terms that almost got viral last retrograde and became an excuse.
Absolutely.
It just was like everybody's excuse for everything is, oh, it's Mercury retrograde. My computer died. Oh, it's Mercury retrograde.
I don't want to get out of bed right now and deal with anything. Oh, it's Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, it's okay. It's allowed to happen. So, kind of, I agree with what you said a lot, and just be ready to rearrange and reschedule, but also just take a look at what happened in the last couple of months and reorganize your priorities, possibly. It's a lot of what I try to do, and I'm looking forward to working with all the...
It's an opportunity to feed yourself into a routine that will be healthy and serve you when you really need things to start coming to you. You know, everyone's always ready, you know, oh, I wish the universe would deliver me this, you know, hashtag your want here. And it's a lot of it is, you know, are you really ready? Like, if the universe actually delivered you what you wanted, would you be ready for it? And the retrogrades are an opportunity to take that moment and ask yourself, how can I be best preparing myself? How can I make ready so that when the universe delivers what I am asking, I'm prepared and I'm able to do that. And this is a really important part of the no whining without cheese and crackers. So
totally.
you know, you can totally say it's because of Mercury in retrograde, but my answer back is, what are you going to do about it? Where are your crackers? Yeah.
And a quote that I shared on my Facebook, it's kind of a silly but totally truthful quote I want to share with that is, people want to say that Mercury retrograde's happening and all these other things are happening, but really, like, one of the main issues with the world is everyone wants a magical solution to the problem, but no one wants to, everyone just kind of refuses to believe in magic. And if you can say Mercury... I also
posted that.
Did you post that?
I did. I posted it as well. Yeah, we posted it within like 10 minutes of each other. It was always
fine messages that everyone needed to hear.
Absolutely, absolutely, everyone needs to hear it. And it's an Alice in Wonderland quote, and a lot of that is, you know, I reference that all the time. Parents are constantly saying, "Oh, my kids are, you know, this or that," and I'm like, when was the last time you played with your kids? When was the last time you fantasized with your kids? When is the last time you engaged them in magical play? You know, because there's so much in our lives, with or without children, that tells us how we're supposed to be focused and how we're supposed to be going forward and what we're supposed to be doing. And it's really important, I think, as light beings to make sure that we're playing, you know, and make sure that we're engaging that magic and that fantasy to create that positive energy back into the world. When a child hands you a rock and says it's for you, you say hello. And it's important that you say hello. And it's important for you to say hello. And I think sometimes if we just, you know, walked up to our coworkers and handed them a banana and said, hey, it's for you, you know, it might be the thing that breaks them up from their day. It may be the thing that lets some humor into their moment. So find those spaces to play.
Beautiful. Yeah, I was just making sure Sela Mom was catching up with anyone that may be in line for a breeding. Yes. But I definitely agree. If a child hands you anything, as long as it's not going to kill you, you acknowledge it. And
as whatever it is.
Right. And you just kind of, you have to remember that you were a child once, and when someone didn't take that from you, then it hurt your feelings. And during retrograde, a lot of miscommunications happen, and a lot of feelings do get hurt. But that's why you have to be open to each other and realize that we're all going through it together. It's not just happening on your plane. We're in a collective at this point, and what one person goes through, we all go through in our own personal ways.
Absolutely.
So you ready to take the next one?
Yes. Do we have...
Super.
Okay, yes. Her name is Kay.
Awesome.
It's my Aunt Kay.
Did she give you a deck or anything?
Nope, no
Traditional?
deck. Just traditional, I guess.
Awesome.
Okie dokie.
So his Aunt Kay wants a traditional card.
Hi, Kay. So nice of you to join us. We're so grateful to have you here in this presence and with us today. I'm going to take a nice deep breath for you and connect to your energy. Be part of the open force here. And Shannon, you just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Right. So for Aunt Kay, I chose the One of Fire. And this is a really important card because it represents really strong personal energy work for you right now. It's something that is burning. There's something burning inside of you, a desire for you to be understood, a desire for you to move forward, something that potentially, if unchecked, could even be destructive. Fire is a beautiful source. It's a beautiful and powerful energy source. It can give us light. It can give us warmth. It can cook and help us sustain food. But when fires get out of control, they can consume us. They can burn us. And so it's really important that astrologically you are identifying with your sun. You're conscious of when your solar flares are and how those are affecting you. Make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you're keeping yourself cool, temperate. You don't want to boil over right now. And make sure that you're really focusing on your personal energy work. And so around your physical well-being and around your physical wellness, make sure that you're exercising and you're stretching. This doesn't have to be super aggressive because the energy is already built inside of you. There's a really beautiful public speaker and motivational speaker who asks the question, Brene Brown is her name. She asked the question, how long or how heavy of a glass of water can I hold for how long? And it doesn't really matter how heavy the glass of water is or how much the water is. It's how long you have to hold it. Could you hold a whole gallon of water for 5 minutes? Sure, you could do that. Could you hold a whole gallon of water for an hour, for 2 hours, for 3, without being uncomfortable? And so really listening to your limits around your physical energy force and around what you can do is really important because we don't want to get ourselves hurt. We want to just be able to release the extra energy and that extra tension that's kind of building up inside of you. So light stretching, light walking, even just seated calisthenics, while you're sitting, arms up over your head, arms in a circle, do balanced repetitive motion, especially at work. I type all day for my work. And so lots of times I'll just do chair yoga to kind of stretch it out and to make sure my body stays loose and fluid. So that's mine for her. What do you have there, Shannon?
I actually have, I pulled the throat chakra, and sometimes when I pull a chakra, if it doesn't give me a full reading, I pull another one. So I got the throat chakra in the prosperity begins, which means that kind of what you touched in at the very beginning. She probably isn't saying something that she's really been building up inside and has been holding up.
Absolutely.
She's holding that in, and like you said, can you drink a gallon of water and keep it all in at the same time? Like, you can only take in so much and before you're ready to burst. And if your throat's been scratchy or something has been really just irritating you, you've had a cough or something, it could be your throat chakra acting up because you're holding it in. You're not allowing yourself to fully express what you're saying. And it's a 5, which represents change, and that you may be afraid of the change, but to know that when you do speak up about it, you're planting a seed, and it's growing, and prosperity is coming from it. So by not holding it in anymore, like you said, she's really going to grow, and just the fire is going to build up inside of her, and she's going to feel a lot better moving forward from it.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely. It was a 1 and a 5, so something beginning and something changing.
Mm-hmm. So, and right now, especially around Mercury retrograde too, that changing is going to come again from the inside. So make sure that you're really listening to yourself and that you're taking time not to just dismiss your own thoughts. Be mindful of your self-talk. Whenever I see ones and fives, I always think of the balance of all things because those numbers together make a 6, and that's a 3 and a 3. And so the combination of those energies requires balance, and balance requires us to make sure that we are mindful of our self-talk. It's not just the words that we say out loud to other people that we have to be mindful of. We have to be mindful of the words that we say to ourselves. So work with those transitions and work on opening that throat chakra, Kay. Get out there and say what you need to say, girl.
Definitely. Awesome. I think she'll love that.
Me too. Thanks for doing that. Appreciate it. And we do have another one. This one is from Trinity.
I love that name.
Guess what? They're from Czech Republic.
Oh,
this is my girl. I know, Trinity. How are you, darling? So wonderful that you would be able to translate in at this time. I'm sure it is super, super late for you over in Europe right now, but I'm so grateful that you're present. I'm really excited that you have the opportunity to read with me and Shannon tonight. This is really special. Trinity is one of my amazing special artistic wonders. She's an incredible puppet and animation artist, and if you have the opportunity to check her out on Facebook, you absolutely should. Trinity Patterson. You can find her on my page because she's awesome.
I'm glad tuned in from all the way over there. That is an awesome feeling. That is beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to choose a goddess card for you, Trinity, and I'm going to choose an animal card. And then I'll let Shannon choose an angel and a traditional, and then you'll kind of get the full workup.
Beautiful.
So for your goddess card, I chose the goddess Hecate. And Hecate is another crone goddess. All of our crones coming to us at this time, right before we go into Embalock and the massive fusion of energy and all things. The crone wisdom is coming quietly out of the trees for us. And Hecate is the goddess of the crossroads, and she has a 3-headed dog that she always travels with so that she can see in all directions, forwards, backwards, and behind. And so it's important that right now in your crossroads of all the things that I know that you're going through and that you're being present with, that you are making sure you're looking at all your different options. Don't just jump. It's going to be really important for you to focus and make sure that you are making good, solid, measured steps. Energy from one side to the other. Look to your left, look to your right, look behind you, then proceed forward. Make sure that you're catching all of your signs because the goddess is giving you those signs and that energy within the crossroads here of your life. And I'm excited that you're continuing to do an adventure and produce amazing art and experience in Europe. I think that that is exactly what you need to be doing right now, and you need to trust that those opportunities are present for you. The animal card that I chose for you is the hummingbird, and hummingbirds are most fastidious. They are constantly working. They are constantly present. They are constantly going directly for that nectar of life, that energy of life. And it's really important that you turn away from anything that you don't trust. So listen to your instincts right now. Listen to your energy, because if your instincts are like, oh God, this just doesn't feel right, I shouldn't be in this space, then just like that little hummingbird, you need to dart away. You need to make sure you make a fast little exit, because you can always find more nectar. There are lots and lots of flowers out in the universe, and so there's no need for us to feed on things that do not serve us. And Mercury in retrograde here for you, Trinity, is about you slowing down and making sure you are looking at what is serving you and what you need to continue to serve yourself. And so make sure that you are focusing on drinking the right nectar. You know, we don't want to get sick. So go slow, make good decisions, make sure you're looking all different directions on the compass rose, and make sure that you are serving your whole energetic self well. Let go of anything that does not serve you right now. Dart away. What do you got for us, Shannon?
I've got, for the angels, I have a Knight of Air, but what I think is interesting about this Knight of Air is it looks like a female. It's got a ponytail, and I'm pretty sure it's built like a woman. So that means that she's someone that's a strong warrior, and she's riding a very beautiful unicorn. And I'm pretty sure that it's big and beautiful. I'm pretty sure hidden in the forest is a couple hummingbirds and other fairy-like things, which just ties it right in with your card with the hummingbird. It just says that events that occur are happening with great speed, and to take time to carefully review the options, which is like you said, review it and make sure that whatever is not honoring your divine path is just pretty much thrown out. Reorganize it, rearrange it, get rid of it, and that a creative solution is on the way. And the colors of this card, they match with the colors in my my other Oracle deck that I use. They're pretty much the same green-blue palette, just a little bit more green, which means that I got the Rejoice and Celebration, which is a 3. It's a magical number, and it's just saying that you're going to be celebrating the choices you make. And though they seem hard and you have to rearrange to do them, you're going to rejoice in it and celebrate it. And it just says that when you follow your heart and your intuition, that you're excited and you're present and you're able to experience it more in full than if you're worrying about things that don't necessarily fulfill what you should be focusing on. And it also says that the Knight of Air is someone who's extremely intelligent and is just a genuine go-getter, and they're unstoppable when they put their full force in it. So if there's a situation or a conflict that she's kind of currently going through, I think that's just supposed to show her that she is strong and warrior-like and can charge right through with her unicorn of power.
I think that the Knight of Air is extremely important in reference to the Crossroads decision, too. It means that you will be served. It means that you have the energy and the protection from the other side, from the angelic realm, to help you go forward on your path and on your division of choice. Because our lives are full of choices. Everyone's lives are full of choices. Do we take this job? Do we take that job? Do we date this person? Do we enter into this relationship? Do we leave this relationship? And so there are constantly choices that we have. You know, do I eat this sandwich? Is it going to make me ill? Should I have a burger? You know, like regardless of the level of decision that you're making, it's critical to know that the universe is going to send you the path and the answers that you need. And so it's really important when you see the Knight of Air appear that you are confident in the choices. It's a breath of fresh air. A knight is a steadfast, honorable breath of positive moral code. So listening to ourselves and knowing that the universe has their angel backing for you is really important. So I think that's a great one for you to have. And the celebration, I think that means that you're going to be there and get the positions that you need and the visas that you need to be able to stay and do the work and develop the work that you're really going to do. And we're all going to be celebrating for you, and the angels are going to be celebrating for you. So bright blessings, my dear. I'm so grateful for you joining us all the way from Prague. Thank you so much.
Me too. I just can't even stop smiling. It's so beautiful to know we've got like international listeners now. Just one step ahead. Oh.
Yeah, Czech Republic, check.
Awesome. So, Silaman, did we have anybody else in the queue?
Catherine.
All right. Did she have a question for us or anything tonight?
Catherine would like to have a reading with an angel deck.
Okay. So we can both choose cards since we're using different angel decks. I'm going to use the Doreen Virtue Angel Therapy cards. And for Catherine, you can use your angel deck, Shan, and I think that we'll get her a good reading here. Take a deep breath. I know where you are, Catherine, and I'm sending you so much love. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's really special that you would reach out and be present with me. I am grateful for you always and your presence and wisdom. I am going to choose 2 cards for you. And Shannon, you just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready when you are, my dear.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and go first?
All right. I got 2 Earth cards. So they're both very pretty. They kind of represent the same looking fairy. The first one I got was the Page of Earth. Let me get myself here. And she is just beautiful. She represents scholaring and dependability, patience, success, and it says that good news about a financial matter is waiting to appear, and it's wanting to do something more challenging or a new area of study. So I don't know Catherine. I don't know if she's studying again, but it looks like something that she's interested in is appearing, and it's going to help her financially. And I got another Earth card, which is the 9 of Earth, so we're pretty close there in order. And it says that enjoying life's little luxuries is important. Spending quiet time alone is successful self-employment. So it looks like she's got something she's schooling herself in or going to school for, and it's going to help her possibly financially, and that she's just going to enjoy it and to take count of the different luxuries and abundance that may be coming your way in just magical and different ways.
Excellent. I think those are great cards, and I think that as well on that 9 of Air, or I'm sorry, the 9 of Earth, you are really looking at concentrating and connecting with the land and knowing that there are times of satisfaction and satiation, and that we need to remember right now that you are and will have everything that you need. That everything that you need is coming to you, or you already have it. It's already winging its way to you, and that it is really going to have come to full fruition by the equinox, by spring equinox. All of these trials and tribulations and hard questions that are being presented to you in your life right now, those things are going to have completely dissipated. Now, I picked 2 really amazing cards for you. The first card that I'm receiving for you is the release card. You're working with the Archangel Michael to let go of nothing and everything that does not serve your purpose. And this is really important because the Archangel Michael is coming to you to really tell you at this time that there is no need for you to fear. You need to let go of everything that is present in your fear chakra, with inside your space, with inside your third eye and your crown chakra. Just let go and know that the Archangel Michael is here and he's going to catch you, and that there is no reason to continue to burden yourself with things that do not serve you and that don't serve your purpose. You know you are an extraordinary being. We are all extraordinary beings. We have the divine within all of us. And the Archangel Michael is speaking really clearly to me right now and saying that the energy that is present for you around everything that you're concerned with is just absolutely out of your control. It is not something that you have the ability to affect, and so because you don't have the ability to affect it, you need to just let go of it. You need to release it. And then the second card that I have for you is to vacuum fear away. And this card says the Archangel Michael and Raphael are lifting you away from your fear-based energies. They are raising you above your surroundings, your situation, and everyone involved. And they are telling you that you are doing it correctly. You do not have to fear right now that you are not making the right decisions. You need to just go forward and know that the energy that you are putting in to your life and your path and your process and the positive things will be returning to you, and that you are going to be totally taken care of. So this is a big time for letting go. Mercury retrograde is the time to listen to ourselves. So don't step one step past your comfort zone. If you aren't comfortable with it, release it. If you don't want it near you, let it go. If you're afraid of it, ask yourself why you're afraid. Ask yourself why you are taking that burden onto yourself, because Michael and Raphael are telling you that the angels are lifting that burden from you. They are lifting that negativity away from you. This does not have to stay in your zone. You have the power to let go and release. We all have the power to let go and release of negative energies and negative environment and surroundings. And so this is an opportunity for you to get out that vacuum and squeegee out, clean out the cobwebs of fear and burden, and release those things that no longer serve you.
That's awesome.
Yes, we do have another person. Or did you want? Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, I thought I interrupted you. Your face was like.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Thanks for being on tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just so excited that we have such a turnout and that people are lining up.
Yeah. Our next one is David, and he would like the angel deck.
All right, Shannon, we're going double angels here, girl. Take the breath.
They are strong.
They are strong. Their light is within us. We are connecting to them for David. We are asking the angels to come into this space so that he can connect to his angels and the messages that are important for him to hear tonight.
I think he's one of Trinity's friends as well.
Excellent. So David, I chose 2 angel cards for you, Shannon, when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. So my angel cards for David tonight are mediumship, again from the angel therapy deck. You have the natural ability to connect with your loved ones and to connect with the angels and the spirit energies around you. And it's important for you to trust that energy and trust those messages that you're receiving, whether they're in dreamscape, whether they're in your head or your thought process, whether it's signals. Like, for example, I always know when my grandfather is with me because I can smell cigars and jelly donuts. And so it's one of those moments that I always know he's present. And when he appears, and he doesn't appear to me often in that way, you know, I lost him when I was 16, so quite a long time ago now for me. I have to really say, what is he trying to send me? He's trying to send me a signal. He's trying to send me a focus point. So don't deny yourself your rights of ownership around the messages and the energies that you're receiving. Allow the angels and your spirit guides to really speak to you and to come through at this time and let you know that that what you're doing is good and how you should keep going. The second card that I chose for you is a vegetarian and vegan card. The angels are telling you that you need more fresh organic fruits and vegetables. You need to be increasing your life force energy, and you need to be increasing your spiritual frequency. And this is extremely important when we are working with mediumship as channels, as energy beings, as light workers, star seeds, hashtag, whatever label makes you feel good here. It is important that we are eating the sacred and holy foods: avocados, almonds, spinach, apricots, pomegranates. It's absolutely critical that we get those foods into our bodies. Make sure you're really being conscious of your solar flare activity. Make sure you're getting your hydration. There's been lots of intense solar flare energy. If you go on Project Bring Me to Life and you check out the amazing astral weather forecast that Salina puts together, you'll be able to really access how and you can best serve your energetic being and your spiritual being, and what things you need to be looking for during what days and what times. So I would say be gentle with yourself, make sure you're serving yourself well with your foods and your water, and make sure that you're not denying your energy and your messages. Shannon, what do you got for David?
I have the star, which is Archangel Jophiel.
Beautiful.
And I got, and it's so crazy because I promise I shuffle these. I shuffle these usually while you're talking, so that I know that they get shuffled. And this, I got the Knight of Air again, which means that it's kind of funny when the collective, when you have like a 70-some card deck, and out of the readings you're getting a lot of the same experiences, and it's because we're all going through kind of the same things. And like I told the previous reader, the Knight of Air just represents like the go-getter, someone who's unstoppable, and it ties along with the Archangel Jophiel. And Jophiel is the angel of optimism, and she's one of my favorite archangels really to work with, because I'm all about moving forward and trying to stay positive through even some of the crappiest situations. And just generally, she's telling us that it's time to make happy times out of it, and to make positive and optimistic choices, and to know that you are on the right path and you're working towards it. And the Knight of Air is saying that it's happening with great speed. So just be careful to review your options, especially like we've mentioned plenty of times, retrogrades going through. Don't make excuses, but be careful and make sure you're getting all the correct communication as you move forward. Those are the two.
And in spirit energy, when we're working in that mediumship and we're working with that night, again, it really takes high moral code. It really requires us to be focusing on our honorable selves. And it's easy to overlook our honorable selves with ourselves the most. And that means that most often we will do the honorable or the quote-unquote right thing when we're dealing with other people, but do we do the right thing for ourselves? And I think that that's where the angels are telling you, you know, really look at your diet, make sure your treats are good treats and that they're serving you. Eat that raw, organic, 70% dark chocolate if you're going to do it, you know, like eat it with apricots, like go there and really feed the self and feed the soul. Your treats need to count. Make sure that you're using them to heal your whole self.
I totally agree with that. I've been doing a lot of personal work in that, and can testify that when you put yourself through the transition of switching from some of the interesting diet choices that we make, and you try to eat healthier, you go more fruit and more veggies, you always tell me to eat more greens, and you can ask Sealman, I've been putting green things in everything.
Yay! Green things!
It's just made my intuitive guidance so much more clear. My guides have been able to just shine through even more than they did before, and I think that's important for people to realize, because I know I was very stubborn, and through most of my beginning of my awakening process, I didn't take proper care of my diet, and it's just something that I want to voice out to everybody, that when you make that change and you try, things start coming so much more clearly for you, and you just feel better. And that's one step you need to take in moving forward, is making yourself feel better, and personal care is really truly important, and we don't think about that enough. So
absolutely. And that, you know, for the meat eaters out there, I'm not I would be remiss in saying that I was vegetarian or I was vegan. I am not. And lots of people comment to me, you know, oh, doesn't that inhibit your spiritual being? And I think that it really comes down to how and what choices you're making for your food around you. And for me, I have specific health needs and health issues that absolutely require me to have an extraordinary volume of protein. And it would be offensive how many beans I would have to eat for me to be able to make that level of protein. And so I do consume meat so that I can do that. And I've had lots of people tell me, you know, that this is not right or is right. And I really come down on the side of, you need to do what works for your body. You need to do what's healthy for you. And so if healthy for you is eating free-range meat or free-range eggs and being able to do non-antibiotic, non-hormone, you know, go there, make good choices. You can make the right choices to be able to do that too. And so, you know, that's just out there for everyone. You don't have to do it one way. There's no right way. There's the right way for you. And that's with all things. So make good choices for yourself across the board.
Totally agree. And I'm glad that you put that disclaimer out there because I know I still eat some chicken and I'm not completely a vegan. It's just being healthier in general and finding that proper diet for you. And I feel like we all have those guilty pleasures and guilty meals that we like to indulge on, and sometimes those are okay and they're beneficial to just your feeling goodness that I was talking about. But there is a right way for everybody, and I think it's just important to find that. So I think that's all I had for, was his name David?
David!
Awesome. Did we have anyone else?
Thanks, David.
As far as right now, that is what we have so far. But we do have a podcast in 20 minutes.
Awesome. Well, we have a podcast in 20 minutes. I was wondering, Salina, if you wanted to do maybe a one-card reading or one of each of your decks or something for me to help fill in.
Absolutely. And I've got a couple of people who are contacting me on Facebook. That's why I keep looking over here to the side, asking me if we're still on and if there's time, and I'm telling them yes. So thank you, everybody who's out there reaching for me and for Shannon tonight. We're so grateful for your energy and your presence, and we're so thankful that you're supporting Project Bring Me to Life. This is an extraordinary fluid movement of positive energy that is available to the universe, and it's a fast-growing positive collective making a lot of big changes in the world. So come and be present with us in positive ways.
Beautiful. And if there's anyone that you want to do a reading for and they aren't in our chat for some reason, you can totally give them a shout out and collect that space, and they can tune in and watch it as they can.
Excellent idea. Okay, so for you, my dear, we are just rocking and rolling here.
That's usually how it is for me.
I hope you're ready. So your first card is the card, the Nine of Air. And in this deck, it is the Runes card. And the Nine of Air is a bittersweet card because it promises great wisdom, but it includes the necessary sacrifice and suffering that we are not always guaranteed. And it tells us that everything that we earn, we are being rewarded for. And it tells us that our happiness, it really needs to come from inside of ourselves, which then lends us right into your animal card, which is our wise little elephant.
Because of the elephant, it's been following me around all week.
The elephants. And so the elephants are that you are gaining wisdom from someone who has passed, and that they are sending you energy and wisdom from one generation to the next. And I know that for you, that is definitely Graham right now, and that she is really present and sending you a lot of love and power, and that she is just so proud of the work that you and Suleiman are doing together as a temporal force of positive movement in the universe. And so remember that that wisdom comes not at the fastest gait. You know, elephants can move quickly when necessary, but it takes a little while for them to get going. And right now you guys are in the getting going stage, and that's okay. Just make sure that you're holding on to each other's trunks, and that you remember that as your wisdom grows, your connection's going to grow, and that's going to continue to develop both Project Bring Me to Life and your past and process together as light workers here in this beautiful world we call Earth. And we're so grateful for the work that you and Suleiman are doing. So don't let go of those trunks. Your angel card is the sacral chakra. You are highly sensitive to all chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. And you need to really make sure that you are respecting your situations, that you are respecting your environments, and that you're respecting the relationships and connections that you have around you. And this is really important because the relationships that we have with each other, we need to make sure that that self-talk, especially during retrograde, is present. And that you are being present with your energy and your own harsh items, judging ourselves too closely, too difficult. I love this angel for the sacral heart chakra because she's just full of flowers. She's just showering the ground with flowers, and that really just says that you're just coming into a time of beautiful growth and development, and that you're learning to open yourself up and open yourself up to that space. And as if in perfect timing, your goddess is Uranome, and she is the goddess of ecstasy. And she is dancing with a sacred water spout dragon. And that dragon snake head energy she is dancing with is so special and powerful because he's come up out of the water to wrap himself around her in a beautiful and powerful reptilian way. And sometimes our reptilian friends can get a little choky. Sometimes they can get a little too close for comfort, and sometimes they shed in all the wrong places. But for the most part, the ecstasy that comes from our connection to the reptilian world and from the healing and the incredible power of health and wisdom that comes from our sacred snake friends is more valuable than anything else. So really make sure that you're willing to open that sacral chakra and shed old pain, old fear, and allow new powerful ecstasy to come into your life. And that will only then allow you to continue to move forward with the powerful wisdom and energy that's coming around you. Make sure that the runes are your signals. They are your quick hit signs. So when you have a quick question on something, instead of reaching for a deck right now through the retrograde, I would pull for your runes and see what that positive, negative affluence can give you. So that is my...
You said that because when I went to a little shop, I think it was a couple of days ago, I was looking at oracle decks, and I was trying to find an oracle deck that really was just calling out to me, and they had their oracle decks in like a couple boxes of rune kits together, and every time I picked one up I was like, oh, this one interests me. It was actually a rune, like a set of runes or a little baggie of runes inside of a box instead of an oracle deck, and I was like, man, I need to apparently get a set of runes instead of another oracle deck. So that's awesome. I felt like for a personal questions that sometimes it's better for me to go that way, but I love using my cards to help give other people a visual.
Excellent. So, Suleiman, do we have someone in queue? Because I have someone who's requesting a reading on Facebook from me. So if we don't...
I don't see anything.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that reading then. So I'm going to take a nice deep breath.
Right. I actually have to, I'm going to have to get off this hangout and get the other video started. So.
I'll still be here.
Okay.
Alrighty. I love you, Suleiman. Thank you. Bright blessings.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Salina, and I'll talk to you later.
We'll see you in about...
Okay. Bye.
Bye. So this reading is for a very special person who has requested this reading from me right now. And his name is Patrick. And so I'm pulling angel cards for him right now, and I'm pulling spirit animal cards for him right now. I'm just taking a nice deep breath, and I'm connecting with this individual and seeing what kind of energy just comes to me so that I can give him some positive guidance for the major transitions that are happening in his life right now. So the first card that I picked for Patrick is the Being Willing to Forgive card. And this is a really important card because we are talking about asking the angels to clear our mind and clear our body from past pain and ask for peacefulness. And this is incredibly important because when we're going through transition and we're coming into a space of listening to ourselves, it's really important that we forgive ourselves and that we connect with what we are in control of and what is not in our control. And the only thing that we are really in control of is our own energy and being willing to work and put our best foot forward and make sure that we are connecting with the honorable energies of our best right path And so this is an opportunity for us to be able to go forward and take that path. And that means that you need to be willing to forgive yourself in times that were maybe more challenging or more difficult. Your second angel card is your power animal card, and this is your animal spirit guardian, and this angel is here to help you with this situation and help you bring forward power energy and power animal energy into your life. And this angel is riding on a unicorn. We've had lots of unicorns tonight, Shan. Really powerful, pure energy, magical, high magical energy. Coming into everybody's readings tonight. And so whenever our spirit guides and our guardians are telling us to look to our power animals, we would naturally go right to our power deck. And so I had said that I was going to choose 2 animal cards for Patrick as well. And so the cards that I chose were the eagle, which is all about creating your vision and creating and connecting to what you really want in a majestic and a powerful way. Eagles are always considered really wise and sage, but they're also, you know, they've got those huge claws, they've got massive raptors, and they're really ready to just fly in there and get it done when it needs to happen. And this is an opportunity for maybe you to work on your flight pattern a little bit and start to create that vision within inside of yourself. And especially because of the Mercury retrograde, it's critical that you are really listening to yourself and slowing down and creating the vision for what you want to go after. So eagles will sit in the top of their trees for hours and hours and hours and then wait for that perfect moment to dive in and execute what they need or what they want. And so your final animal card is the kangaroo. And this is a great card because it means that you're about to make a giant leap forward, but that things take their own time and it takes momentum to get there and to like build that up, and it takes a little bit of time to get used to carrying your load. And this particular deck, the kangaroo actually has her Joey in her pouch. And so that signifies to me that because this isn't a single kangaroo, that there is new responsibility, there's new action that's taking place for you, and that as you're making these big jumps forward, you need to just be really focusing on how to balance the weight and how to balance yourself. And so in creating that vision with Mr. Eagle, it's going to be important to make sure that you are clear with the direction you're going so that when that momentum kicks in, you're able to really grasp what you need. So so that's my reading for Patrick. Shannon, how are we doing there?
We are doing good. I still don't have anyone else here in queue. I love that reading. It was beautiful. And if you had someone else.
Yep, I've got 2 more. I've got one for Austin Shea, who has expressed interest in a reading. So I'm going to choose Angels for Austin. Another amazing artist, an extraordinary light being, poet, and powerful individual in our lives. Please check out his work. He's present on Facebook, and such a really powerful person. So we're always blessed to have Austin present in everything that we are participating in. So we're thankful for him. Austin, today I chose 2 angel cards and an animal card for you. Your first angel card is to shield yourself. You need to make sure you are protecting yourself from harsh and fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light around you. Really make sure that as you're going into this retrograde that you are building that positive light energy around yourself, whether you are doing that with incense or crystals or meditation or healthy foods. It's really important that you're wrapping yourself in positive energy so that you are able to do the work that you need to do and create the amazing and inspirations that you create for us every day. Your animal card that I chose for you is the bat. You have the power to transcend your failure and you move into a limitless future. You know, bats are incredibly resourceful. They can see with their ears. They're so resourceful. And so it's really important for you to be listening to your other senses and connecting with your energy in a fluid way. And they use their radar, they use that sixth sense to move around the forest and navigate to where they need to go. So maybe don't make your decisions with your eyes, what you can see right in front of you, but with your heart and with the energy that's coming right out of you. And then my last card for you, Austin, was the solar plexus chakra. Is it safe for you to take powerful change into your life in positive ways? And this is super important because as we come in, we are making sure we are feeding ourselves, we are taking care of ourselves, and we are mindful of our self-talk. It is really important to activate that chakra and organize our energy and organize what doesn't serve us and what doesn't feed us correctly. So with Gabriel telling you to shield yourself, I would really tell you that make sure that you are conscious of the environment you're placing yourself in right now and who you're connecting to and who you're working with. Use your sixth sense radar to work around things that aren't going to serve you correctly. So that is my reading for Austin.
Beautiful. I like that reading a lot. And I also, when I was shuffling my angel deck to put it away, I got the Seven of Earth, which is Seeds Will Planted. It fell out on me, so I thought that might be an interesting one. It just says that if you guys had seeds planted, that they're probably very well in growth. But we do have about 8 minutes until our live interview with Nick Bryce on Merkabas. If you had another reading or anything that you wanted to do, or if not, just let me know. I can.
Sure. I've got 2 more in queue coming out of FB right now. People who can't get online to you but are sending me messages on Messenger because they are engaged in other things. So I'm going to read for Erica Appleby right now. And I'm going to pull 2 angel cards for her. Erica, darling, I'm with you, and I'm sending you light and love right now, and prayers. And I know that this time of transition has been so powerful for you, and that there has been so much pain, but I want you to recognize that you are strong enough to get through it, and that you have the ability to do what you need. So I've chosen 2 cards for you. The first card is from the angel deck, and it says, have you asked your angels with help with what you're struggling with? The angels want to help you with your situation. However, they need your permission to access you. And so in everything that you're doing right now and everything that you're struggling with and the pain and the turmoil of the transition, I want you to remember to ask for help. Remember to pray. Remember to sit and meditate. Remember to be quiet and present with yourself and ask for that help, and know that you can ask for that angel light to come in and protect you whenever you need it. And then the second card I chose for you, dear, is the law of attraction. And it's that the relationships and activities that you once enjoyed have changed, and that you need to be aware of the fact that they've changed, because now you are more sensitive to the energies and you are able to go forward and do what you need to do next in the next transition. And this is a really beautiful angel because she's a mer angel. She's an angel that's connected to the sea and the ocean. And so make sure that you are connecting with the things that you are naturally attracted to right now. So if you see yourself being attracted to, you know, beach things or outdoor things, or beautiful things, anything in the natural world, make sure that you are including those things in your daily life in some way so that you can be able to connect to the energy and the power of the universe that is looking to lift you up and raise you out of the pain. I am always praying for you, and I'm always present with you, darling. Namaste. Much love.
Beautiful. I did have to move to a different studio, so I apologize that my lighting is not as bright and pretty. But I would love to hear your last reading so we can share it with whomever. And I think we have about 5 minutes until the next one. If we have to go a little over, that's fine. I just ask that if anyone's still viewing, when we're done with card readings, to just refresh the page and check out the Nick Bryce video that's below the chat. So feel free to continue.
Okay, so I'm going to do a spirit animal reading for Christine Gage Neal. She has sent me a request, and so I am sending her 2 spirit animals now. The first card that I chose for you, Christine, is the crab, and it says to show your emotions and regenerate your love. And make sure that you are bringing new love, new positive energy into our lives. Crabs are very resourceful. They're hard shells. They get kind of a bad rap sometimes, but they are really soft and squishy and fun on the inside. And one of the amazing things about them is that when they lose a body part, they can just regrow it. They can make that energy happen within inside of themselves, and especially going into retrograde, when we're listening to ourselves and when we're working on clearing the old to be present with the new, it's really a good card for you right now to be able to connect with that animal energy and that animal presence. And then the second animal card that I chose for you was the cobra. And the cobra is all about change. It's inevitable, but it is time for you to shed the burdens that you've been carrying. You need to be willing to regrow and come into the new life that you are being offered and that you have available to you now, and really claim that happiness and claim that power. And the cobra is present because it's constantly shedding its skin. It's constantly coming in and out of new environments and new territory. So be willing to accept your change and know that the harder you fight it, the harder it will be. So let the growth happen. It'll come slowly, but once all that skin is off, probably in about 6-8 weeks, you're really going to see some new blooming for you and some really positive things happening. So I'm sending you bright blessings and lots of positive energy. Namaste. How we doing, Shan? We got one more. We got time for one more.
Yeah, I believe we do have time for one more if you'd like. And I just wanted to give a hello. We do have a Star Fox in the chat room. So
okay.
Star Fox has made it.
Hi there, Star Fox. Is Star Fox looking for a reading?
She did not. She did not say so yet, and I just wanted to give him a shout out because we were giving everyone else shout outs. If she lets me know, I will let you know. But go ahead and give another reading if you had one in mind.
Okay. So this one is for an amazing lady. Her name is Eliza Sidney, and Eliza, I'm going to choose one goddess and one angel card for you, dear. And I'm sending you lots of positive energy. The goddess card I'm choosing for you, Eliza, is the Sphinx. The Sphinx represents challenge. We need to be challenging ourselves. We need to be looking at our challenges and the energies that are giving us challenges, what things are coming into our world to make sure that the right questions are being asked. And so often in our lives, when we are presented with challenge, when we're presented with struggle, we are pushing back. We are pushing away. We don't want to confront the challenges in front of us. And the Sphinx is the opposite. The Sphinx is going for it. She's half lion. She's got wings. She's super powerful. And she's present to tell you that you have the challenge in front of you and that you are absolutely capable of taking on whatever challenges come to you. And the spirit animal I chose for you, Eliza, is the cheetah. And the cheetah is that once a decision has been made, it requires you to be unwavering in that action. So once you make a choice, you're going to have to stick by that choice. And that regardless of the challenges that comes up, you're not going to be able to change those spots. You're going to have to just really run with it. You're going to have to go all the way. And so that really makes me want to tell you that Mercury in retrograde is not the time to make big decisions. And that if you have to make a decision right now, make sure you are really walking the compass rose. You are looking north, south, east, west. all the different options you can, because when those challenges are in front of us, it's important that we are conscious about making the ones that are the right ones for us going forward. So I'm sending you lots of love and bright blessings. Thank you so much for connecting with me on Facebook. I'm really grateful. Namaste.
Beautiful. All right. Well, Suleiman was trying to finalize up the card reading so that he could go ahead with his Nick Bryce interview about Merkabas. But real quick, Selena, I wanted to share this with you. When I was cleaning up to move to change studios, a card fell out of my regular deck, and I believe it was for you because it's the power card.
Oh, sweetheart.
And it's one of my favorite cards because it's half a lion and it's like a shaman man. And
I see that.
A lot of times I see a similar shaman man as one of my spirit guides, and a lot of times when he connects with me, then you do soon after. So I thought it was very interesting that this card fell out for me as I was cleaning up, and it represents power and strength, and it talks about how the divine will speak through messengers and powerful ones at that. So I just thought that you needed to see that because it felt
really grateful,
very awesome to have that.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. You're such a beloved student and guide for me and powerful inspiration in my life, sweetheart. And I'm so grateful for our powerful connection and the powerful energies that we're able to bring forward into the universe. And so I'm thankful for everything that we do together as a team and for going forward in this magical way. So thank you so much to you and Suleiman and Project Bring Me to Life. And definitely stick around, folks, for the Macabre with Nick Bryce. Super important. Sacred geometry, sacred energies. Lots of love.
Thank you. Well, this has been an awesome card reading, and I love you, and I thank you for everything you've done. And I hope if you have time, you'll also tune in and talk about Macabre.
I will. Awesome. I will see you all on February 4th again for the new moon readings right after Embalock. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, you have a great night.
Be well. Thank you, sweetheart.
Bye.